Make sure we on here. Refresh. We streaming. Can y'all see us? Can y'all hear me? Uh,
You, yeah,
are the prophets real? Fuck, I don't even know what episode this is. This gotta be. I'm about to tell you right now. Hold on, I'm about to tell you right now. This gotta be like 99. I think.
man,
Ooh,
Episode 99.
ooh.
Figuring conspiracy shit out. We in here.
Yeah.
Boom. Get the book. Still on sale in
Get the
all
motherfucking
bookstores. New York
book
Times bestseller. Elusive
forever
Perspective.
on sale.
Elusive Perspective. Appreciate you guys. We got King Arthur in the
yeah.
building. He got a new crib. He's chilling. He got a library
Chilling,
going
man.
on back there. What's
Man,
happening?
before them books was in a box, when I was reading them hoes though, Unifying Thrive, I don't get it. I know what time it is. I'm speaking, bro. I got another speaking engagement book, so that's what's up.
Word, another.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I'll let you know when I need a cameraman, Frank. I need a cameraman, Frank. We gotta
It's
do this
down.
shit together, Frank. I
It's
need a
down here. It's
cameraman.
down here though, right?
Man, you fine. Hit me what up, bro.
Well, you know what it is. Here for one of these another great Wednesdays, as always.
Yeah.
We here, may not be on time, but we here with a little bit
Oh
of
shit, we on
information.
time. Nine. We always talk about between 9 and 10 on a Wednesday. I mean, why am I
Yeah,
so
we give them
blue?
a
Hold on.
window. Yeah, you got the background going. But yeah,
That shit
Blue.
blue.
basically,
Da-dee-da-dee-da.
with more information, trying to figure some more shit out as always.
That's right.
You
That's
know,
right.
trying to get the public's opinion about, you know what I'm saying, what's running through our minds, trying to get a little feedback, a little pushback, ain't nothing wrong with that. But it be some truth being so
Hey, Frank,
like shit.
Yo.
talk about the new tattoos on your hand, though, dog. What up?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
this
Are they
is.
real?
Of course they are. What you talking
You got
about?
some. You got the Hannah Jennings.
No, these are real. I'm not
I
gonna
thought he
get
had the
no.
Hannah's going on. I thought he went out to
These
the
are
beach.
no. These are alchemy. These are alchemy symbols. For this is wait, this is water. I mean, it's just an upside down triangle, and this is air. And then if you flip them, right, this is fire, and then this is earth. It's just
Nigga, the
alchemy.
Avatar.
Yeah, no, it's alchemy, and then this is I got
you
1111
make
right here, a little joint. It's
When you
just
get that? Why you get it?
hey, cool.
Talk about it.
oh yeah, I mean I'm trying to create my reality. So alchemy, it's the alchemy symbols for the four elements. Well, the alchemy, the symbols represent everything that makes a reality: earth, water, fire,
Mm-hmm.
air. The four elements of reality. So I just got them on because I think they're dope, and I'm trying to control my reality, and that's pretty much it. I mean, it ain't really that deep. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I ain't never got tatted before, so I said, fuck it, let's go. YOLO.
That's your first tattoo?
My first three. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. I ain't got none.
So whoa. And they got us. How many tattoos you got, Cuzzo?
About 40.
About
Oh, you
40.
tatted up.
And all on me something, right? Pretty deep. And they said his first three, one shot. They ain't that deep. Come on, Frank, talk to
Yeah.
me.
It was time, bro. I'm like, let me do something
You
crazy.
enjoy the patience.
And I still got plans for. I'm gonna do more.
He about to.
Y'all probably gonna see sleeves and shit. I'm probably gonna get sleeves and shit on my neck and all that.
Oh, he hooked.
Yeah.
He hooked. Who was your first tat, Cuzzo?
Uh,
Who was your first
um,
tat?
yeah. My cousin name when he passed back in the day. That shit been on my arm for what? Fuck. Oh, 20 some years.
Cause he older than bitch.
Yeah. What about you, bro? You ain't got none?
Yeah, I got one. Though. Mine was I got a big ass. So I was a go hard to go big, go home. I got a panther from here to fucking here on my chest. I got this shit when I was 21. First bang bang.
Oh, like a whole big ass joint. Okay.
Yeah, that shit. My whole chest.
That's what's
And
up.
niggas ain't tell me we ain't supposed to drink, bitch. I was drinking the Four Loco getting tatted up. Boy, I was trying to die.
You get like a motherfucker.
The tattoo artist didn't tell you was drinking while getting tat?
That
Yeah.
nigga was fresh out too, but boy, that nigga was home about 3 weeks. He needed some work. I needed some work. We was in that bitch getting work.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
And my whole back burn. That shit
yeah?
crazy. Yeah, that shit been on my back for like 15 years. What 2005? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna start. Y'all gonna see me with sleeves. I'm probably gonna get a lot more. I'm just gonna be all over the place. Fuck
And
it.
you know my neck Definitely to do my neck. That's
Oh
crazy.
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get my neck too.
What
Y'all
nigga
gonna see
Jay-Z
me.
say?
I ain't even gonna make announcements. Y'all just gonna see me just having shit all over, just out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm gonna do it.
Nigga. Jay-Z say the only scripture we read is on the arms of my niggas. You heard?
They're prophets. What we on prophets? Who
Prophets,
prophet?
yeah. So
What's
who we
up?
got? Who we talking about? Oh, did you send me something? Oh,
I sent you something, but
Bob
the
Evans.
the question is, what y'all think about prophets? Was prophets real? There's been a lot of prophets throughout the whole years. They said nigga Jesus Christ was a prophet, but he wasn't the only one. He was a Christ, but he wasn't the only one. I'm talking about he was one of a many. You know what I'm talking about? So what y'all think about prophets?
I think they're real. I think there's a lot of false ones. I think there's a like all magic kind of there's a science to prediction and being vague like and being talking to people like the crystal ball shit like a lot of those people can be fake. They just know how to talk to people
Mm-hmm.
and they feel people out and then like they make vague statements about them and some may hit some may not but the person don't know any better. They'll just be like so I think it's like a gimmick but I think there are legit people that have visions of future whatever the fuck they're talking about. And I think those are real, but I also think you got to be gifted. And I think there's ways to read source code of reality through numerology, through gematria, and things like that. And I think you could decode certain shit and fall into knowledge. But I think that's a skill too. I think anybody can learn it, but is you got to probably learn a lot of occult type knowledge to unlock that. Um, but I think the universe and reality, I think all this shit can be predicted. You just have to understand how to read the source code, which is this stuff, alchemy and all
What
that.
you got, Cuzzo?
Um, with the prophet situation, I'm more on a what would make them so special to be the only one that knows this and knows that. Now, I believe in a lot of remote viewing. I could
Mm.
call it prophet type activity. I will believe in that more than I will believe in somebody predicting the future. Reason being, nothing new under the sun. So the shit repeats itself. If you pay attention, you can predict a lot of the shit yourself, you know? And for those who hold like high level prophecies
Could be
and so
rules
on and
like
so
no
yeah,
insults. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and remember, cuz I told you one thing about when we spoke about the prophecy shit earlier, and we were talking about it, saying that when it comes to people being prophets and saying I know the future, I know what's gonna happen in such and such days, like we were talking about like the Simpsons, and I spoke to you, I was
Mm-hmm.
like, they have the script on our scripted reality. That's
Mm.
not predicting shit if you already know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And if you pay attention, it's the same people all the time is coming up with the predictions that's coming true and so on and so forth. So you start to think for a minute and be like, hold on, how is that possible? They're
Mm-hmm.
Masons of the highest degree, and they do have a script. That's how they know what's going to happen. You can't be that accurate constantly like that in a situation where far as the Simpsons is, or far as anybody else that we look to that be predicting shit, and we be like, oh damn, they said it was gonna happen. Or my I got the biggest one for you, the Bible.
What's up?
The
Mm.
Bible. People all day long say, hey, the Bible said it was gonna happen. Now, if the Bible's old as they say it is, how many times did that happen already? That
Right.
wasn't
But
meant
but
for us.
so
It's a playbook. It is a
right.
playbook that's being fulfilled to people that's called prophecies. But it's a playbook because it's still being referenced. And a lot of that, what was going on in that book, is still going on now. It's just under a different, how can I say, narrative or title.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I look at it
So
when it comes to that. And the prophet, hold on,
well,
one quick. And the
go
prophets of
ahead,
the
go ahead.
Bible, the prophets of the Bibles didn't have last names. And where I'm from, if you don't have a last name, nobody knows you.
Mm.
So so last name is really a family name, right? like who you come, who family belong to. You know what I'm talking about? Look at the definition, the Googler, right? The Googler definition had a couple of them, right? A person regarded as an inspired teacher, right? Regarded as an inspired teacher or a proclaimer of the will of God, right? Um, they say in Christian use, the books of Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Daniel, and the 12 minor prophets, right? And another definition, a person who speaks for God or a God, right? A person who speaks of, a person who speaks for a God, or a person who tells what will happen in the future. So that's the official definition. Because when you said the Bible, how many versions or renditions or centuries or civilizations got a particular Bible, right? And particularly these things will happen. I think the prophet be telling or describing what's the acts leading up to it too, right? So I don't know if that's what I mean, like that be more of the talking about the dominoes that leading up to the event instead of just pinpoint one event, because pinpoint one event is more feasible, right? But if you connect in 1, 2, 3 strings of events happening and then the event, that's more like, all right, you probably on to something or something, right? So I don't know.
But one thing I can say is everybody nowadays are running around saying that they're prophets. I mean, we have so many prophets now. I mean, you can they on social media all day long.
Ooh.
Influence.
I ain't heard that.
You said what?
No, I've seen them.
I ain't heard of none. You had who?
No, I don't know the name. They had a bunch of people trying to prophesize the election, saying Biden's gonna win, Trump's gonna win, and it's 50-50. Like half of them got it right, half of them got it wrong. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but I'm talking about like regular people who saying that they know the future, they know what's going on, as far as what's going to happen on this date, what's going to happen on that day. Y'all need to be careful. Don't do this on that day. There's a lot of people on social media making these type claims. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? I don't really want to call out nobody's name specifically, but they're all characters trying to basically, I ain't even gonna say lead the people, persuaded people into believing into them, locking into them, you know what I'm saying? Basically shutting out all the religious beliefs, because pastors don't even call themselves prophets. You got more people on Facebook calling themselves prophets than anything. That's just like, Malcolm, he considered himself a prophet. Martin Luther King didn't consider himself a prophet. You know what I'm saying? It was the difference. Mm-hmm. So anybody that's on social media now that has a lot of knowledge or claiming that they have a knowledge about this or that, people are considering them as prophets. That's why we do what? We follow them on social media, correct? Don't you follow prophets?
Not to my knowledge.
Huh?
Nah. Not that I wouldn't think so.
Not on purpose. I don't follow no prophets on purpose.
No, listen to what I'm saying. Hold on. But you are in prophets, in the prophets that we know that's in the books, people follow their teachings and their lessons, correct?
Are you talking about like people that you look up to?
Like the prophets that we all know worldwide. People follow their teachings and their listenings, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay, we're on social media, and when you constantly listening to a person that's speaking that type of or prophesizing about anything, and you're tuned in, and you hit the button to what?
Oh, he froze. You can see him?
Did he freeze or?
Yeah, no, he froze.
There you go.
Oh, you dropping?
They pulled you in the Matrix.
Being too real, bro.
Bro, they pulled you into the Matrix. You know what I'm
talking about? You talking that shit. You got in your soapbox and they had to cut your mic off.
Yeah. So, can you hear us? What's up?
Yeah, I can hear y'all, but did you hear what I was saying?
Yeah, we caught most of it. Yeah. What I was going to say, though, is like, let's use both definitions though. Like, so a person who gonna talk about the future, but also, right, the other definition was a person speaking from God or speaking the word of God, right? So when you say Malcolm X was a prophet, I didn't think he was talking about the future. He's speaking the word of the Most High of an enlightened person, right? Like spreading the message from the Most High. You feel what I'm talking about? So, yeah, and so that's why I look at it as like not so much of a future teller, right? Because
Just
I don't know about the future. Not even a smart person, more enlightened, a wise person, right? A person who's moving with some intention and a higher level of morality, because that shit ain't that hard to do nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well, who would you consider right now to be a prophet that you know, or you've seen, or whatever the case may be? That would be. See,
but what I say, so I'm gonna say Wall Street Trapper, right? But not on the fact of that he telling me a future or he's super high and mighty. When he talking, when I watch him, he's really convicted on what he's saying. He believes in what he's saying, right? And he seemed to be pretty moral in his character about, whatever he's talking about, right? Yeah, he's selling something. Yeah, he got something for you to buy. You know what I'm talking about? But for the most part, when I'm listening to him, he got this thing called Trapping Tuesdays, and he out there talking on the soapbox. He be spitting about whatever, trap. Yeah. So he talking about the community coming together. He talking about the community being better, and not even the community, but yourself being better for the community, right? Because like I always say, personal responsibility. If you take responsibility for your actions, then it's gonna radiate, out to other people, to the field. You know what I'm talking about? So that's kind of his message. And I ain't calling him a prophet, but it's like people like that. I'm like, all right, I can rock with their message, right? I don't follow or listen to him blindly, right? But I would listen to his. I don't know, Brody. So just from the online shit, right? That I would listen to that word more than I would listen to a fucking nigga like a Jay Morrison. Having Jay Morrison took all the money. We ain't seen Jay Morrison online since motherfucking 2023. You know what I mean?
But all right, so are we talking about
that's what I say.
Prophets that see the future and like doomsday prophets? Are we talking about really highly influential people? Because
it's kind of two.
That's the both definitions, though.
It's kind of both, yeah. Because when Cuz read it, you still got the version with God being in it. So if you're talking about anything about, what I'm saying, that you basically speaking to that aspect all in one. So, but anybody can label themselves a prophet with no problem. You get what I'm saying? Especially if you feel like that's the enlightenment you have reached when it comes to your mind or whatever craft that you have. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That title, like I said, that title can basically go any direction. Now, whether other people look at you as a prophet, that's something different. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But the definition does go on both sides because it comes in all different forms, depending on, basically off the Google's definition.
The Googles.
I'm trying to find. There used to be this lady that used to go on Oprah all the time. She was a white lady. I don't know if y'all remember. Her name was like Sylvia or Silva or something. And she made mad prophecies. Supposedly, I'm trying to see if I can find it. She made prophecies about COVID. Like this is like early 2000s or 19. I'm about to say 1900s, the 90s. And she talked about 2020 and a sickness or whatever. But I'm trying to find it. I don't know if y'all remember. She was on Oprah. She was famous on Oprah all the time. Like Sylvia or Silva or something.
She knew the script. She sang script. You hear me?
Probably.
See, a lot of them be whistleblowers under the prophecy title, because a lot of them already know now. But this is for entertainment purposes only. From what I have known, they've been cooking up the juice since 2006 or 7, before they distributed it not too long ago. Now, somebody that knew that they was cooking it up could have came out during that time and said, you know what? Mm-hmm. Oh, the Simpsons did it, saying that there's going to be a pandemic and we're gonna name the the pandemic something of a household item, and then
Corona.
something comes out later on, and it's on the and the name of the pandemic is on the back of a lot of the cleaning products.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So a lot of people see shit because they've been shown shit. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, face to face, heard it, or whatever the case may be. But you know they can't really come out and say what it is that's going on because, like I said, anybody knowing that that juice was being cooked in 2008 would have been seen as a prophet, saying, "You know what? I think in the next some amount of years there's going to be a pandemic." But remember, y'all, we read on one of our shows, we did a story when the man was talking about all the shit that was gonna come out, all of the fires, the flooding, the pandemic, and all this shit that was gonna happen. He had said that way before all the stuff started happening, which means maybe he knew about this shit back then. That was
Yeah,
for
nah,
that
that's
was
not prophet. That's jump.
yes, that's
Jump.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's the preview to the plan or something they already planned that they know that they're gonna do.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's different.
But he's saying
Yeah.
he used that as, to be a prophet though. They say they already in the know. They already read the
There you go.
script. They already what I mean. They done read what's gonna happen, or they was already part of the planning. So that when they come out and say something, oh, they prophesize it. Nah, they just was already in the planning stages.
Whistleblowers playing the prophecy title.
Yeah.
You know,
There
I get
also
that.
there was also some I don't know these people's names. Somebody on TikTok, a white dude, who months before the Trump assassination attempt said that Trump would get shot at. But that's vague, and anybody could say that, and then when it happened, you could act like you
Anybody
knew.
could have knew that, bro.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's unless I feel like if you're gonna prophesy something, you got to drop details, super specific details before the fact, and then if it happens that way, then you could say, okay, you knew, or you prophesied, whatever the case. But they do stuff that's so vague, and it could be interpreted in any kind of way. Like saying Trump gonna get shot at. Okay, mad people was thinking that before. You know what I'm saying? Whoever is the president after him, you could say he could get shot at, and But I don't know.
No, we thought Obama was gonna be shot for real.
one thing I can tell you is he's the only president that's been shot at and then died.
And not hit. You know what I'm
No,
talking
Reagan
about?
got shot. Reagan got hit.
Yeah.
Who?
Reagan.
Who?
Ronald Reagan.
Did he? Did he?
So he
got-
supposedly he got
Did he?
hit. Didn't he get hospitalized?
He got hit. Wait, and George Bush got hit with a shoe.
No, he dodged that shit. Nah, he was quick.
But
He
look,
saw that. He
my
dodged the hell out of
thing
that.
is, y'all know if the shot's coming, the shot's gonna hit the target. That's all I can tell you. Especially if it's coming at a president, because all the presidents that we've known to be assassinated was shot and killed instantly. That was it.
Well,
Not Ronald
Reagan.
Reagan. Ronald Reagan was shot at March 30th, 81. He got hit, but he didn't die.
And what was he at, cuz?
He was in D.C.
In DC doing what, cuz?
Speaking.
Returning to his after speaking. After
Just tell us the theory. What's the conspiracy around Reagan getting shot? Was it faked?
Of course it was. And I'm gonna tell you like this. Why shoot the president in front of everybody when you can catch him going to his car in his motorcade? He has to get out the car. You can catch him at all of these different locations where
Because
you don't
they
have
want.
to be.
Well, there's answers, but yeah.
Come on now, it don't matter.
So, hey Frank,
What you think?
because of
It's not like
So
you gonna,
they
hold on,
said-
it's not like you gonna shoot him and then walk up to everybody and say, you know what, it was me that did it. You still want to remain anonymous. So whether he a million people there or whether he's by himself, the problem is still done. It's no different than with Malcolm X. They bombed his house first. They went to his crib first. They figured we couldn't get him there, so now let's get him on stage. You get what I'm saying? Nobody tried to get no president near the White House, coming out the White House, getting in a plane, getting out the plane. It's always
look, Reagan was shot getting in the limousine or returning to his. He was on the way to the limousine when he got shot after speaking. So he got done speaking. He was going to the whip, and they hit him.
I don't believe it though. I mean,
hold on. Matter of fact, they got a few of them. Lincoln was assassinated. Garfield was assassinated. Kennedy was assassinated. McKinley was assassinated. Who got survived? Roosevelt got shot in 1912. They got Trump on the list. Reagan,
See, now,
81, and Trump.
1912. Then 1912. Now I can understand you get shot back then.
You just get that big ass musket. They do shit. He shoot that shit off.
You probably shot itself.
Yo, I think Google might have took down all this stuff with this Sylvia. I know her name was Sylvia. I just don't know her first name, or if Sylvia was her first name and her last name. She was on Oprah all the time. Back in the 90s, early 2000s, she was a regular on Oprah. She went up there, she fucking solved mysteries and crimes, people missing people stuff. She made prophecies, and now I can't find her. So I don't know what that means. Google like fucking took her shit down. I don't know. If somebody out there, if you remember a lady that used to be on Oprah all the time, Sylvia something. She was a fucking psychic prophet, whatever the fuck. She made mad predictions. And supposedly she predicted COVID in 2020. So, but I can't find nothing about her. They might have purged her shit.
But like I was saying, like I'm saying now, predicting a pandemic. Keyword pandemic. Now, we already know by now that it was nothing, correct? Or are we still, or some people still on the fence?
We know. Well, there's mad people that still think the mask was necessary. Let me chill before we get the fucking channel taken down.
But what I'm saying is that would lead you to believe that the situation that we all experienced not too long ago for entertainment purposes, it was planned. It had to been planned.
No, yeah, facts. Super planned.
Because we came to we used the discernment of the knowledge to know that won't shit really happening. So in that case, it had to been planned because it was too thought out and too courageous, and the whole world was experiencing it.
Mm-hmm.
That shows you right there what time it was. But somebody saying back then that we're going to experience something like that during this time, shit. I could have said 10 years ago that the shit, that the world going to be burning up or the world going to be flooding. You get what I'm saying?
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you what I remember. I remember specifically because not too long, like a couple years ago, I saw the video. I don't remember seeing it back then, but I saw it a couple years ago. But it was a recording from her in the 90s, and she said, she was very specific. She said, in the year 2020, there's going to be a mysterious sickness that takes over the world, and she said within a few years it's going to disappear just as miraculous or just as fast as it showed up. And she said this on Oprah. She was sitting, and Oprah was right there, and it was a show. You know, they asked her questions, and she's just spitballing or whatever she's doing, prophesizing. So this is like in the 90s, but I can't find it now. So I don't know if that's, you know, why they taking it down, or if it's hard to find, or if somebody out there knows. But to say something like that, you know what I'm saying? This is, again, think about like mid-90s, random white lady on Oprah Winfrey on a national show talking about in 2020, this strange sickness is going to come, hit the earth, and it's going to disappear in a few years. Do you think she was on the inside and she knew that they were going to do it in 2020 that back then? Or do you think, or do you feel like maybe she was picking up on some energy? Maybe she is a prophet and she was just feeling out the future and picked up on some energies and just, you know, she said that and it came true. Because I know there's people that are in the inside that probably know what the plans are for decades. But I mean, honestly, to be honest, if she's on fucking Oprah, she probably is on the inside. To be honest, like let's just be real. She's on fucking Oprah. She's in the club.
How long you think they knew that they was gonna bring a Tesla out that drove that you could drive with just energy? How long did you think they've been working on it?
Since Nikola Tesla days. They had that shit probably when he was around.
Yeah.
There you go. So they knew by the year 2025 that Tesla would have 1 million fucking electric cars or a whole shitload of electric cars running around the world.
So you saying
Somebody
there's no
could.
profits? Like anybody that comes forward
That's why.
that gets
Yeah,
mainstream push.
because it varies on what it is that you're into and what you're doing. You get what I'm saying, on what you consider who a prophet is. I don't believe in prophets as far as people telling the future, saying this, that, and the third. I don't believe in it in that, because you're not gonna sit there and tell me you sat here and thought about something that's gonna happen 10 years from now and then it hit your head.
But can I tell you though? I've had
Talk to him, Frank.
dreams.
Talk to him, Frank.
I've had dreams that
Premonition-
came true.
Premonitions.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
I've had a few
we
months
can do that
before
though.
9/11. Actually, I was in New
Yeah,
York
I'm not.
a couple
Yeah,
of
I'm not
years.
gonna do. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
a couple of
yeah.
years before 9/11, I had dreams. I was in Manhattan, and it was skyscrapers, and I was watching planes fly overhead, crashing into different buildings. It was like a nightmare scenario. It was like a dream. It was like a year before 9/11, and I was living in New York at the time. And I didn't remember that till way after 9/11. I was, just thinking about it, watching the news, and then I remember that dream. But I wouldn't, after that dream, I'm not going to run to a TV station or Oprah and be like, I had a dream. I saw planes crashing in New York. You know what I'm saying? But I've had prophetic type dreams. You know what I'm saying? So does that, I'm not on the inside
So
of
you,
nothing.
so you, oh, so
You sure, Frank? You got the tats now. You might be.
I don't know. He under the impression that, I mean, it depends. Are you in belief that planes hit the towers?
Mm.
Today, no. But back then,
So
I,
now think about what you know today, back to what you dreamed back then.
I,
And then hold on. How many TV shows and movies had you seen where planes were hitting buildings
nah,
or plane?
that wasn't a thing in movies. For real, that I can remember.
True.
You had a lot of plane crashes. I can't say. I
Yeah,
mean,
plane movies, planes and buildings
it,
though, not for real.
it was movies out back then. If Cuz could pull them up real quick, he could pull them up. It's movies because it was always seen way before it happened, of planes crashing into buildings before they literally crashed the fake planes into the buildings. It's movies because somebody did a list of them not too long ago that came out way before.
I remember Swordfish. Swordfish was after
A
nine
lot
eleven.
of That's what I'm saying. A lot of them happened before 9/11. Your mind was already being conditioned for these things. But the thing about it is, you can tell it was because we know today that no planes really hit the building. But some people are still in belief that some planes really did.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And we already know that you can think about something so hard that the energy from the cosmos can get to you like that sometimes. Because that's the frequency that you vibrating on, far as shit like that.
Yeah,
But
we got a
that
comment.
though,
Yeah, nah, you might have debunked my dream. I don't know when you put it that way. He just
yeah,
came through
because you
and
gotta
debunked
think
my whole
about
fucking dream.
it.
We got a couple comments. Empress 916 said, I read the book Behold the Pale Horse by William Cooper, which also talked
Uh-oh.
about a mysterious illness being unleashed on the world. They plan these things in advance. That's true. If you want to
Told
get
you.
religious, the Bible talks about how Satan is obliged to forewarn us about destruction through signs and symbols. They're always there, but usually hidden in plain sight. Yeah, no, I believe that. Oh, she got another one. And usually these signs and symbols speak to the subconscious mind. Yeah, it's a language. It's a language that only the subconscious. You got the book right there? Is that the book?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like you said,
All right.
the subconscious never turn off. It's shit
Mm-hmm.
like a vacuum.
Let
So,
me find
like I
you to debunk
said,
my dream, bro. I try to tell you my prophetic dream. You just gonna debunk my shit like that.
That's what we here for. You know what I'm talking about?
it's just like it's the same with the globe Earth. How they started to show everything in a globe form.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. But hold on, cuz. But Sesame Street had an edition on TV where they had fiction and nonfiction. Why
Oh yeah,
was the
yeah.
globe in the nonfiction section? Because
So
they
listen,
pumped that shit to everybody. They had it on
we got to
when the TV come on. They had it in the movies on this. Man, it was pushed heavily.
You gotta remember though. You gotta remember, we in a time where that mass media was just getting, they was just really understanding what they can do with it. So that's what, I ain't saying you wrong or right. I'm just saying the early 70s with the TV shit, they was just figuring out.
They were perfecting.
Yeah, they was just like, oh, this is what we're gonna do with it. So by the time the 80s came around, that's why, you know, the media started changing. And then the 90s came, that shit got crazy. And so the media we got now is a perfect mechanism of mind control and distortion and propaganda. You know what I'm talking about? So, I get what you're saying, because like, it's been plenty of smart niggas, I don't even know what the name to call them, intellectuals, was saying the shit was flat, and then some niggas come back behind them saying it's round. Niggas are saying it's, you know, that's always been the back and forth between niggas who ain't have no serious technology, just numbers and mathematics and Fibonacci numbers, you know what I'm talking about, just win. You know what I mean? Just straight, all they could do, like I said, all they could do is read. All they could do is math. All they could do is fucking sit down all day and think about shit. They wake up in the middle of the night just to test shit because they had shit else to do. Mm-hmm. Right? So they had the time to try to figure this shit out. Nowadays, niggas don't even care. Why? Because I can watch the football game. Mm-hmm. That's why? Because I can go scrolling on the doom scroll. Right? Because so it's just different. Like, niggas can't even, them niggas were riding a horse for months to get somewhere. Nigga, I'm not riding a horse for nothing.
Right.
Feel me?
Tell the news. Get a telegram and then ride
I'm
horseback.
riding 2 weeks to tell somebody Uncle Jim died. Nigga,
by the time
he
you
just
get it,
dead.
He buried and his body rotted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I believe there's some real prophets out there. I can't tell you. I mean, you got Nostradamus is like the classic one. You know what I'm saying? Was Nostradamus on the inside? Was he full of shit? I don't know. His shit was very vague too. And they talked weird back then. You know, his poems and writings were like real cryptic as fuck, and hard to understand unless you live in that time. But, you know, people interpret his shit, you know, as stuff that happened today too. So, but I don't know nothing.
Have you ever listened to Charles Manson and a lot of the shit Charles Manson had to say? Have you heard any of his videos and what he spoke about in any of his videos?
Not a lot.
The unaliver Charles Manson.
The serial killer? Nah. I know he talked about the CIA, though. He talked about CIA controlling minds and shit.
Exactly. He spoke so much truth in a lot of the videos that he's saying. A lot of them starting to come around, and people are posting them now. He spoke so much truth. Now, a lot of the shit he's saying, prophet-like type shit. But it only depends on how we perceive what a prophet is, because to me, he claimed to be on the inside, that he was with them, and this is what the end results of what it is that led to what he ended up doing. But he had so much information about so much shit that I was studying into this day and time, as far as with the CIA, the FBI, for entertainment purposes only. The government activities, you know.
Go ahead, tell them where you at, cuzzo. Go ahead, tell them where they coming. Go ahead, tell them where you at. They coming.
They already be on my ass, boy. You already talking about. You already know how they do me, but I'm seriously. So it depends on what we look at as a prophet and how we, you know what I'm saying. What it is, what is it that makes a person a prophet in your eyes, basically? Because we can point them all today this way. Michael Jordan, a prophet in basketball, but I don't subscribe to people prophetizing towards the future when I know that we're in a scripted reality, man. You get what I'm saying? And pieces of information get passed along the way in different forms and all types of shit. So
who knows? Who got the script?
Well, so here you go. The script
Simpsons
is niggas.
Who?
The script is niggas who control the media. So here you go right here. Here's what I'm saying. The nigga Nostradamus. So I got a list of the 6 most greatest prophets, right? The chick baby Baba Vanga, she number 2 on the list, right? So that's telling you how big she's supposed to have been. Go on now. Get out of here. My bad. That's little homie. So Nostradamus, right? Nostradamus number one on the list. So listen, it said he got kicked out of medical school, right? Because he was selling herbal remedies on the side. Basically, he was just going against Big Brother in the structure. And them niggas was like, nah, you can't do that. Right? But guess who was right the whole time?
He was.
He was right. He
Like
was
Dr.
right.
Sebi.
But they didn't approve of it because why? It went against the mass doctrine. Right? So the niggas who go against the machine, they part of the machine because he's in medical school. So like Cuzzo saying, he know the script. He knew what time it was. He just knew the shit they was feeding y'all was bullshit. Just like niggas who be in the pale the white horse. They know what's being fed to you, but they also know the truth. Right? They know what propaganda you getting, but they also know what the real is. You feel me? So
It's just like they knew it was gonna be a opioid addiction crisis. They knew that shit was coming. They knew it was gonna be a crack epidemic. Oh, you get what I'm saying? Somebody that could have sent that information out and been like, you know what? In 10 years, crack is gonna be everywhere. Shit, we seen it in New Jack City. What they were saying? He said, man, this is the new wave. This is the new wave. And what happened less than 5 to 6 years after? Nigga, crack everywhere. The whole world strung out. The same with the opioids. The same with the any disease that wasn't around that's automatically out now. You get what I'm saying? These people out here playing prophet. Like I said, you want people to believe in a God, but they out here playing God every day.
John,
Yo, you know what's crazy though, Hero? Like,
what's up?
how you talk about like there's no real prop, but like you believe in the gematria though, the number shit, right? So is the gematria numbers, and does that have any role in this, or is that totally different?
Not at all. See, the one thing about the gematria is a decoder. So
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Yeah, you looking for the holes and the inconsistencies of what you're seeing, far as what the people are telling you, what the media is feeding you. So you feeding it to the calculator and seeing this what the numbers look like. And when the numbers is not adding up, you call bullshit, because they don't think that people use those type of calculators when it comes to the shit that they use. Because the people the elites, they use the same numbers, the same symbols, you know, basically the same shit a lot of the times in different movies. You know what I mean? Like the addresses, the numbers that they show, some of the shit they say, the words on the wall, a lot on like the paintings or the billboards. You got to pay attention to a lot of that shit. You put it in the decoder, in the gematria, and it'll tell you basically everything you needed to know, symbolism wise, on what it is that they were trying to say to you. Because the movie is telling you a story, but there's a code in that movie that they're showing you / documentary. You just got to be able to decode it, because that's how the elites move, through numbers, symbols, and so on and so forth. That's just like a lot of people would see a movie and see a black and white floor, but never understand what's the meaning of the black and white floor. You get what I'm saying? Exactly. It's duality, yin yang, as above, so below, 6 and 9. But a lot of people wouldn't gravitate to that and understand what it is that these people are showing you. I'm on it. I look for that shit all day long. I can't even watch it now. Pausing the fucking movie. That's why I watch movies by myself. You get what I'm saying? Before I watch it with anybody else, because I'm gonna decode the shit. Because I don't just watch any type of movies anyway. You get what I'm saying? It's certain movies that I watch, because it's certain shit that I'm looking for in these movies to decode, to understand exactly what's going on. That's some shit though. But gematria, no, go ahead, cuz.
No, somebody in the comments was saying what you were just saying, like, and the propaganda, whatever, like the shit they put in the movies is usually the signs and symbols speaking to the subconscious, right? So they doing that shit, and you know, and they been doing that shit again. Talk about the TV show, they been doing that shit since the '70s. Since they figured out I can get to a nigga mind without even being in front of him.
Once they realize the subconscious mind does not shut off and it's like a vacuum, they went to work.
It's
You
like a
cannot
supercomputer
stop
processing
yourself.
all the time.
Yeah, you can't stop it. If you only way you can stop it is to close your eyes and plug your fucking ears. You can't see shit or you can't hear it. Because as long as you seeing and hearing, it's constantly going in. Feeding your mind, you can't stop that. That's some wild shit. That's why through imagery and through and a lot of symbolism, they can feed it to your mind and you don't even catch it, but it's sitting in there. They
Alright,
do
what
it hell
about
of a
Jesus though? So Jesus wasn't a prophet? We're gonna talk shit about
Goddamn.
Jesus.
He never claimed to be. But no, he was a
I
prophet.
know that
So
was gonna
again,
trigger
back
you,
to the
bro. I
definition.
know that was gonna trigger you. That's why I said it.
The person that if there was a person, the character, whoever it was, supposed to be a prophet because he was speaking the word of God, right? He was speaking directly to the enlightenment of people, right? And then a lot of I don't know about this Christian religion shit, but the bro told y'all not to worship him. He said, "Don't worship me. Worship my Father. Worship the Most High. I'm not him. I'm just doing the work." You feel me? So that's a whole other story for a whole nother day,
Yeah, he said, I have no power without him.
bro.
I go to my Father the same way you would go to your Father. And I tell everybody, if God is our Father, why does he only claim Jesus Christ?
Oh, hey Frank. So my sister said she remember her too. The lady from Oprah. She said her name was Sylvia. So I'm about to look her up.
Sylvia S.Y. Yep, that sounds about right.
Get up out of here.
That sounds about right. S.Y.L.
And so look, while Frank looking at that right, cool. While Frank looking at that right, he can play a video real quick. He can play a video soon on Baby Vaga. I don't know how to say her name. I'll keep butchering that shit, bro. But if you wherever you watching this at, wherever you watching it at, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, we know this. YouTube, Facebook, or Rumble. Like this bad boy. Share it with some people. Because there's prophets out there, them false prophets up. Them false prophets out there. Them false prophets about to be telling y'all, trying to get you to follow them, right? Because the TV ain't as robust as it was, and now they trying to get these social media influencers to do the job, right? Because if you can get a nigga to watch 100, if I can get a direct 100 million people or 100,000, 200,000 people to watch me, somebody can come and give you a little nugget or something and tell you that, little breadcrumb to tell you to listen and follow them. Whole time they mislead you intentionally. You found something, Frank?
Bro, if you can't if you can't tell your own future, you can't tell nobody else's future. Go ahead.
That's a fact.
I don't know if I could they must have purged her shit. If somebody finds something, send it in the comments or whatever. They might have purged her ass. She might have been saying
psychic.
She might have been saying some real shit. So I know.
Sylvia Browne. I found her. Frank. She died in '93.
Sylvia Browne.
Yeah.
Okay. There she go. All right. Maybe I could Sylvia Browne. What the fuck?
And she was a psychic, not a prophet.
But she told stuff about the future. Look, let me try to find the fucking COVID shit.
Ain't that what psychics do? Tell you about your future?
Sylvia Browne, COVID. Let me see if I can find this shit. No, yeah,
I
there you go. I remember her. Yeah,
I believe
I just couldn't think of her.
psychic sometimes.
Psychic versus a prophet. What's the difference between a psychic and a prophet? Let's see. So while both psychics and prophets are often associated with the ability to see beyond the present, the key difference lies in their source. Psychics are believed to tap into spiritual realms of forces, while prophets are seen as messengers. That's the same shit, nigga. A messenger of God conveying divine messages of truth.
Ah, here it is.
So, what's up? You found out the Oprah Jamie?
Something about, but I don't want to play nobody else's video. Somebody talking about it. Sylvia Browne predicted the coronavirus. I'm trying to find just.
Let me try to find on TikTok then. Let me find on TikTok. While play this Baba Jamie, and I'm gonna try to find this one on TikTok.
Let's see what.
And make sure you like the video wherever you're watching it. YouTube, Instagram.
I
keep saying Instagram. Like, share, subscribe. YouTube, Rumble.
This is Baba Venga, and she's a blind fortune teller, and she has predicted insane events like 9/11 and even Princess Diana's death. She says that in 2025 we will finally meet alien, and that this will happen during a major sporting event. She also said that we're gonna have this huge breakthrough in mind reading, where just through waves, like brain waves, you will be able to read someone's brain. and like their thoughts. He had also predicted that devastating earthquakes were going to be hitting the West Coast, which is crazy because like I don't think earthquakes have happened,
vague.
but
We need
I think the
specifics.
fires in California started in January. She said that this tragedy would be on a really massive scale and affect a lot of people. It also said that scientists are going to discover the secret to immortality, which is crazy because in January 1st, this documentary dropped. I made a video about the guy. He's a billionaire and he uses science to try to live forever and like reverse age. It's really interesting. He said that in 2025, we're going to be able to grow organs in a lab, which I also think could end a lot of like mysterious
Wait,
crimes.
bitch.
I mean,
Get her out of here, Frank.
Hey, bro, you
Yeah,
sent me
get
her
that
outta
video.
My bad, she fake. I sent you a note.
But
too.
Sylvia Brown. So we run out of time, but Sylvia Brown is a lady. It's like if somebody finds a Sylvia Brown clip where she
We
talks
going to
about,
midnight, Frank. The fuck you talking about? No,
talked about COVID. I couldn't think of her fucking name. I was typing. Look, this is how crazy. I was typing Sylvia and Oprah Winfrey, and it should have popped out first page, because if she was on Oprah Winfrey all the time and Sylvia and Oprah Winfrey, you would think Google would be like, oh, Sylvia Brown, and like serve me the fucking pages, but it wouldn't give me nothing. Which is
Would have showed up.
yeah, which is like, bro, come on, Google, what the fuck are you doing? But
well, I got a Sylvia Brown clip from Montel Williams. You want that one?
yeah, let's see what they talking about.
But she on Montel.
She was on
Yeah,
TV.
she was on. You sure it won't?
She was all
You
over
sure
the
it won't?
place.
You sure on Montel show?
Nah, she was on Oprah, unless Oprah pairs her shows with her for some reason. She was on all them bitches.
The guy that says, you say peace will last.
All right, hold on, yeah, let's run this
The
one.
guy that says,
Will the world end in 2100? I don't know. Let's see what she's talking about.
you say peace will last from the year 2050 until 2100.
And I
then-
don't see anything beyond that, Montel.
Which means,
Well, I do believe, like our Lord said, no man can predict the end. He said that twice. But I just don't see the world beyond that point, 2100.
That's it. Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
for that.
she killed me with that one.
So somebody in the comments say Empress 916. She said I believe they exist. I'm assuming psychics or prophets, but it's hard to know who is anointed and who is a fraud, right? That's fair. And I'm sure the anointed ones ain't on the internet or TV telling shit to nobody.
Bro,
Sure,
you
bro.
you probably couldn't. Like, if you could really tell some shit, you wouldn't want people to know your name. You wouldn't want to.
You would be crazy. You would be
They're probably
crazy.
the ones
Like,
in the
you
fucking
would,
crazy houses.
you would be burned alive at the stake. You heard?
You will be sought out, gang stopped, tagged, and bagged.
You know what I'm talking
That's
about?
what you would be. If you knew any significance of some shit that's happening in the future and they felt like you was a threat, you'd be wiped out. They already know. Ain't no prophets out here. People
Or-
out here playing.
They'll throw you some money and be like, all right, you know, they'll buy you or force you to say or do the things they want you to do, and they'll leave you alone. You'll
Now
be
here
rich.
you go. Now, here's my pushback for that. Here's my pushback for that, nigga. If I know the future, I'm knowing it by God. Ain't enough money in the universe. You feel me? It ain't enough. There could be no amount of money for me to be turned against a gift that was bestowed upon me, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be enough money now for you to turn on a gift that you already got. We all got a talent.
Shit. So
We
you tell
all
me
got
if
a
you
gift.
could tell if you wouldn't play the lotto numbers tomorrow and win win the $1 billion.
So listen, I'm sure you have to do that the first time. You got to do it, and I promise you, 1,000 out of 1,000, it'll backfire every time you do it.
Probably,
So you
yeah.
had to go learn that lesson. You feel me?
No,
You got to
that's
go
true.
learn that lesson,
But like, we gave you this gift and you gonna play the lottery,
bro. Like,
Come on,
but,
exactly.
yeah.
If you got a gift to see into the future, how you don't know what the numbers is going to be for Tuesday?
right?
How can't you not tell any future about yourself? How you don't know when you're gonna die or how you're gonna die? How you don't even know what you're gonna eat for dinner 2 weeks from now, but you can tell.
Let's try this too, though. You probably trying to trick yourself a lot because you probably so used to seeing what the fuck's gonna happen. You probably be trying to like.
The
I'm
man
gonna try to switch it up a little bit. I'm gonna try to switch it up. But even if you do, you still probably, the shit probably be happening. You probably freak yourself out.
That's true.
Yeah. But we'll hear some takeaways.
Yeah, takeaways. I'm still a believer. I just don't know any personally. I don't know. I'm not following any prophets. I think it's a gift, and like you said, like we talked about, I think the real people that had that power don't want to be known. They don't want to be famous. They don't want people to know their name. And then anybody that's online calling themselves a prophet and predicting shit,
Fraud.
Scam likely.
yeah, I can't fuck with. So that's my takeaway.
I go. Takeaways. The best prophecy you can do for yourself is to visualize yourself in a particular state, in a particular realm, in a particular vibration, in a particular state of being, right? That's the kind of prediction that I want to see. Like, I want to see myself being and doing and having certain things. So I'm going to try to tap into that vibration, that future vibration in the now state. So when I get to it, when I arrive at it, it won't be foreign to me. Listen to Abraham Hicks. I don't know if she a prophet or not, but I wish we should have pulled the Abraham Hicks clip up because she be talking that shit. But yeah, that's the kind of prophecy I'm on. Prophesizing your own future, advertising and magnetizing or aggrandizing your own existence. You know what I'm talking about? That's my takeaway. Unifying thrive bitches.
People, what I can say is, don't believe everything you hear. A lot of the stuff that you're searching for out here, it'll come to you. Sometimes you got to center yourself, get rid of the noise, and just listen. Pay attention. Don't be out here following people that is misleading you with cognitive dissonance, because it will lead to predictive programming, and you will be jumping from one program to a whole another. Use your discernment, use your own mind. That's why you have one, whether you use it or not. And common sense, yes, common sense does not require a college degree, GED, or a high school diploma. That shit is free of charge. Try using it. All I got.
Bars.
Hold on. What Booker T say? Booker T Washington, my man, Joe Washington Carver. And then he got mutilated as a child. He was in the mud. They asked him why he ain't got no wife. He said, bro, how am I tell my wife I'm in the garden talking to the plants at 4 in the morning?
Exactly.
He was just so tapped. He was just so tapped in. He was so tapped in. He had books, but he was slave days, nigga. I'm just tapped into the universe.
Bars.
They took my man, so I'm just being. So, you know what I mean? You hit the nail on the head with that because of.
I said, that's all you got to do.
On that note, oh, we did a whole hour. That's what's up. We usually don't do it. Yeah. We appreciate everybody.
We could have kept going too.
We appreciate the comments.
We can do a 3-hour show one day.
Yeah, we gotta start like 7. We appreciate the comments. Please like, share, subscribe, all the things. Check out the book authored by myself. I promise. This is all me. There's no AI, just the pictures. We're gonna be here every Wednesday between 9 and 10. We are here 9:30, latest 9:45. And if we don't show up on Wednesday, we definitely gonna be here Thursday. Like we have a habit of missing days sometimes. We appreciate you guys. All the things, like, share, subscribe.